Let's get rid of the elephant in the room, shall we? Which is the Primordial Stone Gem system. Let's get this out of the way because I need to look this over a little bit. It says a mysterious type of gem has been data mined on the patch 10.07. The Primordial Stone Gems, while absent from the patch notes, we've data mined a number of interesting effects from these gems provide. Based on the global strings, these gems will only fit into primordial sockets found on specific pieces of gear. One of the new items data mined in today's patch is the Onyx Amulet, which comes with 3 sockets. Now, this is a unique equip ring. Each gem is unique equipped, which means you can't get all 3 of them, right? So here are the effects. There's a lot of stones, number 1. There's a lot of stones, but you can only equip 1 stone of each, right? So you're either gonna stack DPS ones or you're gonna stack healing ones, whatever it is. Now let's make this clear. This has not yet been named a feature of 10.07. This could be something that they're preparing for the new rating patch for 10.1. I think because this is a 10.07 patch and this is going to be in the new Primalist, well, it's going to be like that Primalist questing area where, the Evoker starting area is being turned into a high-level zone with a bunch of stories and quests and stuff to do or whatever. I think this is a catch-up mechanic. That's what I think. Yeah, I think this is a catch-up mechanic for the end of the patch for people to just blow through the content. And I think this is stuff that you're going to be getting, not from like doing content, from doing that zone. But that's what I think. But this has not been named a feature of this patch yet. So if they don't name this a feature of this patch soon, then this could be just the data mining of something coming in the future, maybe in 10.1. Amulet, not amulet. Yeah, whatever. Rings, necks, fingers, penises, whatever. Let's see, what do we got? Cold Frost Stone. Gain frost armor every 20 seconds, absorbing damage and slowing melee attackers. We've seen that one before. Deluging Water Stone. Abilities can drench a nearby ally and restore over waters, healing over time. The Serious Bloodstone. Dealing damage can drain life from nearby enemies, dealing shadow damage and healing you. That's like a Death Knight's fucking dream gem right there. Echoing Thunderstone. Moving builds an electrical charge, causing your next damaging ability to deal nature damage. Okay. Entrophic Fellstone. Fire damage from your primordial stones is increased by 60% and now considered chaos. All right, Demon Hunters, I'm looking at you. So that definitely means that you could stack different gems, right? Because it says fire damage from your primordial stones is increased by 60%. So it means you could probably stack more than one because it looks like there's a few. Exuding Streamstone. Receiving heals can exude steam, healing yourself and 2 nearby allies. Flame Licked Stone. Dealing damage can set the enemy on fire, dealing fire damage over time. Nice dot. Freezing Ice Stone. Dealing damage can chill the enemy, dealing frost damage and slowing them. Gleaming Iron Stone. Standing still for 3 seconds steals your resolve, increasing armor and auto attack damage. This is actually pretty fucking huge for Prot Warriors. I mean, I'm talking like if this actually works out the way I think it works out, we're looking at like giga fucking shield slams happening as long as you don't have to move. Now, do you have to stand still for 3 seconds and then you just have increase, or do you have to like move, stand still, move, stand still? I don't know. Yeah, auto attack damage. Yeah, I know. Good stuff. Harmonic Music Stone. Entering combat increases the tertiary stats of you and 4 nearby allies. That means pretty much everyone just pulls the boss and gets tertiary stats. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Humming Arcane Stone. Dealing magic damage can fire arcane missiles for each kind of magic you've used in the past 20 seconds. Indomitable Earth Stone. Taking damage can shield yourself in earth, absorbing damage. Yeah, so it seems like all these gleaming, like all the gray stones are going to be like tank stones. Then you got a couple of fire ones almost. Necrotic Deathstone. Being near a corpse grants the effects of the blood, frost, and plague primordial stones. Man, that's fucked up. So someone in your raid dies, you just kind of have to like stand on them to benefit, huh? That's a little fucked up. Imagine you're like meleeing a boss next to your friend, your friendly rogue. You've known this guy for 10 years. You've raided side by side. He dies, and now you're just standing on his corpse. That's disrespectful. Yeah, I call this the teabagging. We'll call this the teabag stone from here on out. Fuck necromantic death stone. It's called the teabag stone. Spells, let's see. Obscure pastel stone. Spells and abilities can cast a random primordial stone effect. That's fucking crazy. Pestilent Plague Stone. Dealing damage can infect the target with a plague that spreads to other enemies. All right, so y'all just get a pestilence. That's great. Prodigious Sandstone. Being near 3 enemies stirs up a sandstorm, dealing nature damage to nearby enemies. Prophetic Twilight Stone. Damaging effects from your primordial stones trigger your healing effects and vice versa. Raging Magma Stone. Absorbing damage can coat your armor in lava, causing melee attackers to take fire damage. So does that mean like if I keep up Ignore Pain, I'm gonna Giga Slap people, or when a Brewmaster pops like Celestial Brew? Pretty much. Successful Interrupts exhale smoke, dealing fire damage to enemies in front of you. Shining Obsidian Stone. Anytime a Primordial Stone activates, you shield yourself, absorbing damage. That's fucking crazy. What? Sparkling Mana Stone. Spent mana seeps into the stone, granting stacking mana regeneration. Storm Infused Stone. Critically striking an enemy can shock them and 2 nearby enemies, dealing nature damage. Swirling Mojo Stone. Being near a dying creature saps a portion of their mojo and eventually crystallizes it. Wild Spirit Stone. When a nature or healing effect from a Primordial Stone activates, heal up to 5 allies over time. And then Wind Sculpt Stone. Moving rallies the wind to your side, granting 370 speed. And these are the global strings. This is not for 10.1. This, I think this is a 10.07, what is it called? The Forbidden Reach Zone. Literal power catch-up mechanic for the end of the patch for people to clear fucking cutting edge and do all kinds of crazy shit. I don't think this is 10.1. That's my opinion. I cannot fathom that Blizzard, after confirming, stating, celebrating, confirming that there is no borrowed power in this expansion, that they are going to do all of this and put it into a brand new raid, right? Like, I don't see it. Yeah. Ian Jam all the way, bro. I don't see it. I think this is purely a 10.07. Because don't forget, 10.07 is probably going to come out soon, like real soon. I'm talking like probably next month, because 10.1 is coming out around, I'd say what, like the end of April. So you figure right now is February, March, April. Yeah, I figure by mid to end March, we're gonna get this patch. We're gonna have all these powers. This is kind of gonna like carry us into the next raid tier. But we're gonna have about 2 months with these powers. Yeah, I have a feeling this is gonna be something that is going to be just in that zone. Shit, it might even only be usable in that zone. Because you got stuff here about creatures and standing next to dead bodies and just entering combat. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I just can't see them repeating like Dom socket stuff and then having an excuse saying, oh, well, this isn't Dom sockets, that you don't have to farm ranks of it. You just get it once and that's it. You know, but yeah, I'm assuming you're going to get this finger. That's 405, by the way. It says 405 by default. So that to me is a catch-up 10.07 finger if I ever saw one based on item level alone. And that 405 ring, man, has anyone crafted a ring recently? I have. Fuck me, right? By the way. Anyway, but yeah. I mean, this is going to be some cool shit. The end of the patch is going to give everyone a lot of power. You're going to be smashing fucking 20s and 22s in Mythic Plus. Your 8 out of 8 heroic rating guild, 2 out of 8 mythic is going to be like 6, 7 out of 8 mythic with all these new powers. So yeah, I'm going to stick with my guns. This is a 10.07 specific thing for catch up for the end of the patch. I'm sticking to it. Let's see what the Doomsayers have to say. Oh God, not borrowed power. Oh dear, here we go again. These might be some neatly fun effects. We'll be interested to see how the rest of this plays out. Looks cool. Looks pretty cool. Hopefully the gear is relevant enough that you'll be able to actually use them. If it's not at least 410, I can't see them getting much use unless the gem effects are very powerful. Oh, I'm pretty sure at 405, socketing any 3 of these are going to sim way better than whatever ring you're probably fucking wearing. Unless you have like, the Aranog or Broodkeeper ring or whatnot. If this is on crafted gear, it's probably fine. It's literally a ring. Oh God, not borrowed power. You could say the same thing about tier sets. We replace them every tier. You could say the same thing about Bis trinkets from a previous tier. Oh no, not borrowed power. It's more stuff in the game to go out for or work towards, which is never a bad thing in an MMO. Everyone who complains about borrowed power is people who only play 1 to 2 hours a day, if not less, and are behind the curve in getting these borrowed powers. Don't judge it before it's live or on a PTR so we can test them. Well, I know you just found THD's alt account. Son of a bitch. You got in there. I'm getting Shadowlands PTSD here. Domination charts are back. Whoop. Yes, let's cheer one of the worst decisions from Shadowlands coming back. I think Shadowlands was the worst decision ever. Why would someone hate borrowed power? I don't know, because they want to just say the word and hate it. Kind of like, you know, isometric. The acquisition will be deterministic, just a little jarring with tier and embellishments to add another thing that makes your gear harder to replace next tier. Unless they plan on keeping these gems in for the whole expansion, though they seem very similar with the other procs in the past, only mildly interesting to tanks and healers, but just another thing to sim for DPS. I don't see the issue. What most people hated about borrowed power is that your class spec felt empty without it, like it can't function without it. Think Legion added ability that you lost at the end of Legion. Also, what people hated about burrowed power, burrowed power, is the need to grind forever and ever and always get a bit stronger. This doesn't seem the case either. Tier sets are burrowed power. In fact, the game felt very empty without them. Burrowed power is not bad by itself. It's only its implementation that matters. And that, honestly, I agree. That's what I've always said. I love borrowed power. It's just Blizzard just never really implemented it right and in the right order, you know? And like I said, I don't think these are going to be some sort of something that we're going to have to like really worry or create drama about. You're going to go to that new Forbidden Reach. Well, I guess the new Forbidden Reach area after it's revamped. You're going to probably do the story quest in that zone. The end reward will probably be that ring. And then there's going to be like activities that you could do around there that's going to give you currency. Then you go to a vendor and you just pick whichever one you want. That's my guess. But if Blizzard decides that that's going to be a 10.1 thing, well then fuck me silly.